That's unfortunately clever. I almost myself and I stood there doing nothing. I'm gonna have to applause that. That's amazing. I feel so bad for this person. Hello guys, it is me. If you don't know who I am, my name is Victoria. What names will I accept? I'll accept Tori. Tori's a recent one. I kind of want to make Tori a thing. Can Tori be a thing? But yeah, I'm Victoria. And today I'm going to be reacting to Reddit confessions. I did this a few weeks ago. I think I talked about this on my last video. I did this a few weeks ago and I ended up just deleting the whole video, and I'm not going to talk about this again because it's honestly it was a traumatic time for me. I don't want you to tell your friends. Excuse me. Let us get into it. Oh, okay. Highly embarrassing moment with my neighbor yesterday evening. I was chilling on my balcony in boxers and a tank top, smoking a cigarette after a long day. Thought nobody could see me because it's dark and I'm on the 7th floor. Suddenly, my downstairs neighbor, the grandma type who always feeds pigeons. Why did the neighbor feeding pigeons have anything to do with this? Maybe we'll see. My downstairs neighbor opens her window right below and yells, "Hey, young man, your thing is hanging out." I look down. My literally slipped out of my boxer leg hole while I was sitting with legs spread. Full moon view for the entire courtyard. I yelp, yank my boxers up so fast I almost myself. Drop the cigarette which lands on her windowsill still lit. She calmly picks it up with tongs, looks up and says, "Next time wear normal pants, dear, and put it away before you scare the pigeons." Then closes the window like it's Tuesday. I stood there frozen for a solid minute, then crawled back inside on all fours so nobody else sees me. Now every time I go out to the balcony, I check my fly 17 times and whisper, "Sorry, pigeons. No biggie. Balcony privileges revoked forever." That is so bad. I do have a question though. If it's your downstairs neighbor, how can the lady downstairs see? I don't get it. I'm so confused. So he was on the balcony, sat, and the downstairs neighbor opens her window right below. Is the balcony not covering? I don't get that. How do you even you can't look at your neighbor the same way, and your neighbor's definitely not looking at you the same way after seeing your but that's not as bad as the confessions I've read before, honestly. But I can tell that these are gonna get a lot worse because the title for the next one is "My girlfriend slapped my mom." Last week, my girlfriend and my mom got into an argument. It started over something stupid. My mom made a comment about how girls these days don't know how to run a home, and my girlfriend took it personally. Words were exchanged, voices got louder. I tried to calm things down, but I froze. Then suddenly, my girlfriend slapped my mom. Everyone went silent. My mum didn't even yell. She just looked shocked and walked into her room, and I stood there doing nothing. Afterwards, my girlfriend cried and said she lost control. She said my mum has always been passive aggressive and that this was years of frustration coming out. She begged me not to leave her. My mum hasn't talked to me properly since. She said she's fine, but I know she's hurt. Not just by the slap, but by the fact I didn't defend her. Okay, off the bat, that is insane. Like, violence is never the answer. No, but seriously, you should never hit anyone, especially your boyfriend's or your partner's mom. Someone replied saying, "This situation is difficult. Hindsight, this should never have escalated to physical violence." I agree. Once it had, you should have sided with your mum and had your girlfriend leave. However, my mum made a comment about how girls these days didn't know how to run a home and my girlfriend took it personally. This was your moment to speak up against what your mum was saying and stand up for your girlfriend, unless that's another issue. There could have been a number of ways to de escalate this. Example, ask your mum to stop, change the topic, have you and your girlfriend leave, etc. She said my mum has always been passive aggressive and this was years of frustration coming out. If what your girlfriend says is true, then you've spent years with her not standing up for her against your mum's comments. Either you've been blissfully ignorant of it or had been aware but choose not to engage. If the latter is accurate, then you did your girlfriend a disservice? How had your girlfriend ever made you aware of this prior to now? It's also a little hard to get a full picture without knowing some other info. I didn't actually think about that, but that is so true. I feel like once you have a partner, you should stick up for them. And I think both the girlfriend and the mum were in the wrong, but it should have never led to violence because I feel like you. Sorry, my mum is sending me Instagram reels. Mom, I'm filming a YouTube video. You're supposed to be in bed. Fall asleep. She literally told me she had a busy day and she has to get her ass to bed. She's sending me Instagram reels. Go to sleep. Yeah, it should never have resorted to violence, and I think you could have. Why am I saying you? Like this person could have stepped in before it had escalated further. I helped a non-profit with some Canva stuff 3 years ago, and they added me to their paid plan. They never took me off, and I've been leeching off it to make graphics for ages now. This isn't a major confession and more of a fun one, but I just wanted to get it off my chest. Thank you, random non-profit. I helped for like 1 month over 3 years ago. I would never forget you for forgetting to take me off your paid Canva plan. Godspeed. But like, I'm gonna have to applaud that. That's amazing. Because it's not your fault. They just forgot you to take you off the plan. It's too damn bad. If they wanted to take you off the plan, they could have. But no, I do like that. This is like one of the good confessions. One of the ones where it's no one's getting bitch slapped. No one's getting hurt. You're just using Canva. Canva is great. I use it for my YouTube thumbnails. But if you don't have premium, it's so difficult. Like premium is honestly great, and I'm definitely on board with this confession. I honestly love that. I love that for you. I didn't like that one. Oh, this one has exclamation marks and a warning emoji. Let's see. Awareness to all parents and older siblings. This is bringing me awareness. I'm an older sibling. I never thought this would happen to my own siblings. Earlier, I was just about to hand my sibling's iPad back, but I noticed that the Roblox chat was still open. Out of curiosity, I opened it and read the messages. I could hardly believe what I saw. Okay, off the bat, my brothers don't play Roblox, but I'm still gonna read this because I can tell something juicy is going on by the exclamation mark and warning symbol. There are only two of us siblings, and since I started college, I haven't been able to closely watch over them because I live far away. Oh, my laptop's about to die. Oh. Okay. I haven't been able to closely watch over them because I live far away. I thought they were just becoming more mature as they grew older. I assumed it was simply a generational difference and that this was how kids their age communicate now. It turns out it was because of this game. When I opened the chat, I saw that my sibling was talking to someone, and it was very obvious that this person was not a child. The avatar looked simple and harmless, but the questions, they were clearly meant for an adult. I have a feeling I know where this is going to go. And, like, this is the sad truth. There were questions that should never be asked of a child, questions that were extremely inappropriate and disturbing to read. The person was asking about my siblings' sensitive body parts and what they felt about them. So sad. They were even telling my siblings to do certain things, and my sibling was replying with how they felt. It was absolutely disgusting. I can't bring myself to share the rest of their conversation here because even I couldn't bear to read it. This is really sad. It is unfortunately real life. Also, I haven't really played that much Roblox in a while, but there was a big update with voice chat. You would take a picture of what you'd look like and it would give you your age group, so you could only chat to said age group. But I think Roblox wanted it to be safer, so kids obviously stay with kids, people over the 18 can stay with people over the age of 18, but I don't think they realized that actually makes it easier for obviously older people. They could go to say like between 13 and 15, or they could actually go even younger. And I think it has made a lot of people just stop playing the game. I don't know how long they had been talking, but just thinking that my siblings may have been approached by this kind of person for a long time already is terrifying. It sends chills down my spine. Please, if you have a child or younger sibling who plays Roblox, do not leave them alone in the game without supervision. Check their chat, friend list, and who they are talking to. There are many people out there who target children because of their innocence. Being cautious is not being overdramatic. It's better to be overprotective than to regret it for the rest of your life. For now, my sibling is grounded from using the iPad, and our parents also bought them a new phone with monitored apps and time limit. But this is one of the sad ones. And like this just shows how different all of these kind of confessions are. All right, moving on. I'm nicer than I feel because I'm scared of being disliked. I don't know if this makes me a terrible person or just pathetic, but I need to get this off my chest. I'm not actually as nice as people think I am. Like, I have a reputation for being super sweet and accommodating, and people always tell me how kind I am. But it's all fake. Well, not fake exactly, but it's not genuine either. It's calculated. I say yes to things I want to say no to. I laugh at jokes I don't find funny. I act interested in conversations that bore me to tears. I compliment people when I'm actually annoyed with them. I do favors for people I secretly resent, all because I'm terrified of someone thinking I'm mean or difficult or bitchy. The worst part is that it works. People like me. I'm included in things, invited to stuff, thought of as a good person, but I feel like a fraud because inside my head, I'm way more judgmental and irritable than I let on. I have opinions I never share because they might make someone uncomfortable. I bite my tongue constantly. Okay, so from what I see, it's basically fake it till you make it. And if that's what it takes to be seen as a nice person, so be it. Like, I obviously there's still a bit more for me to read, but even if in your head you think someone's not funny, and I feel like judging people in your head is just so much better than saying it out loud. So already it's just what a lot of people need to do. They need to keep their thoughts to themselves. That doesn't necessarily make you a bad person as long as you don't say it to someone. I mean, we all have our moments where in our head we judge someone before, sometimes even before we speak to them. If you seem like a nice person, that's what you will be. If you put out that you are nice and you laugh at people's jokes that you may not find funny, you will automatically be seen as a nice person. That's better than being seen as rude and always judgmental. Can you tell I'm losing my voice? I've been speaking for too long. I need to lubricate my throat. That's better. Like last week, my coworker asked if I could cover her shift for the third time this month, and I said, of course, no problem, with a smile. But inside, I was furious. I had plans. I'm tired. She never offers to cover for me. But I couldn't say no because then she might think I'm selfish or not a team player, and then she'd tell other people. There's motion at my front door, thank you. I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb before I get interrupted once more. She never offers to cover for me, but I couldn't say no because then she might think I'm selfish or not a team player, and then she'd tell other people, and then everyone would know I'm not actually nice. Or my friend who constantly talks about her relationship problems for hours and never asks about my life. I sit there nodding and give advice when really I just want to tell her to either break up with him or shut up about it. But I don't, because that would be mean, and then she wouldn't want to be my friend anymore. Okay. I feel like it's okay to sometimes say things to people. Okay, now I'm kind of like switching up on what I said earlier, but sometimes people do need to hear the hard truth. I feel like there's a difference between telling someone they're not funny because that could, that could hurt them, that wouldn't benefit them. And if someone needs true and honest advice, sometimes it's okay to say the harsh truth. People need that than lying. And also with your coworker situation, like it's okay to set boundaries for yourself. Saying that you can't cover someone's shift because you have plans or like you're tired, that is okay because you need that time for yourself. You don't always have to cover for someone just because it's what they ask you to do. Yeah, it's just people pleasing, and people pleasing too much, it does more damage than good. Again, like set boundaries and sometimes give someone the honest and harsh truth because that could help them. I don't even know who I am at this point. Like, if I stopped performing niceness, would anyone like the real me? Probably not, because the real me is kind of bitter and judgmental and selfish in ways I never let anyone see. I'm not even doing this to be manipulative or to get things from people. I'm just doing it to avoid conflict and rejection. I'd rather be fake and liked than genuine and alone. Is that fucked up? Probably. Am I going to change? Also, probably not, because the alternative is too scary. You know what? You know what I've learned? And it's a harsh lesson. You're gonna have to step outside of your comfort zone. I mean, okay, I say that, but even though I still haven't. A quote that I've heard Billie Eilish say is, you can choose to either live in familiar hell or unfamiliar heaven. And again, obviously, that's about, your comfort zone. And you honestly have to. Sometimes you just have to take that risk, because if you don't take a risk, you'll never know. It's scary, but it's what you have to do. Okay, yeah, I have a few points to say. First of all, it's okay to have a judgment about someone but not say it out loud, because there are some things that just you don't have to tell people. You can think things, and that, you know what, that's just how us humans work. We won't ever be perfect, and we will unfortunately have times where we'll judge people in our heads. That's just something that we have to do. We have to keep it in our heads, because if we go out and tell people that things, that person may not be able to change or may not want to change, and it is honestly, there's just no need to say it out loud. But there are times where you do have to say things, and it's when people obviously need to hear the truth. That is that. And third of all, don't be what people want you to be. You don't have to create this fake persona of yourself just because that's the way you want people to see you as. People will still like you. Obviously, there are people that will come and people that will go, and people that won't see you the same and won't always like you. But when you are yourself, there are still people that will like you for being you. Some people may leave. Some people may be like, I don't like how you act, and I don't really like your personality. And that's fine. Those people just aren't made for you, and you aren't made for them. That's completely normal, but there will always be someone that will see you, and you may have this like crazy personality, and they will, you know what? There are people that will appreciate that. Who have I turned into? What is the I feel like I'm in like an alternate dimension where I'm just giving people inspirational quotes. Oh, you're welcome. Hey, it's what I do. Apparently, this is apparently what I do now. But yeah, moving on. I crave stuff that could hurt me for some reason. Okay, so to sum it up, they basically like to be taken advantage of, and that's the nicest way I will put that. All right, next. Okay, the title for the next one is insane. It's witnessed a death tonight. I was driving home tonight and saw someone roll their car off the highway. I was the first person to their car. I did what I could. I used my belt as a tourniquet for her arm. It wasn't enough. She took her last breath before the first officer arrived. I tried. Oh my god. That is really, really sad. But obviously, seeing that on TV is one thing, but then to kind of have that second perspective and be like, actually, that is real. There are people who witness things like that, and they are there, like, in that very moment. And like, especially reading these confessions, it puts so much into perspective. I feel so bad for this person, and obviously to anyone who has witnessed something similar. Also, I just read the replies. Someone said, I witnessed a coworker kill another coworker a couple years back. Had nightmares for months. Someone replied, what the how, and in what setting? Like at work? They replied, bloodbath in the kitchen, beyond gruesome to say the least. That is insane. That again obviously is crazy. And no wonder they had nightmares for months. Anyways, moving on. Super awkward moment with my mum last week. Mum dropped by for Sunday dinner. Everything chill, food on point. After we ate, I ducked into the bathroom for a minute, left my phone charging on the kitchen table. Mum, classic mum move, grabs it to check something and opens whatever was last open. The hub was open. The exact video I was watching right before she knocked. Thumbnail staring her in the face. Full explicit close up, no escaping it. I walk out, see her frozen, phone in hand, cheeks flaming red. Long silence. Then she looks at me super calmly and says, you watch these on mute? Isn't that kind of boring? That's so bad. Isn't that kind of boring? She's got a point. Isn't that pretty boring? Stop. I need to be stopped. Puts the phone down gently, turns back to the sink and starts doing dishes like it's nothing. I just stood there, soul leaving my body, managed a week. Sorry. and bolted to my room. Now every text or call from her ends with, "Don't forget the sound next time, it's way better." Smirking
Monkey
emoji.
covering eyes emoji.
I'm seriously considering changing my number or at least password protecting my phone forever. No worries, I can just never let her near my devices again. That is a pretty super awkward moment, but I think just her comment was, I don't like, there's very little that you can say in that moment. And what she said, I think, is pretty funny. So at least she's not like, "Hello, what, Josh, what is this?" But she was like, "You're just on mute." That defeats the point. That defeats the whole point. I'm crying. I'm crying. Wait, so was he watching at the dinner table? That like he's just scrolling on his that's super risky. That's pretty risky. You always no, you know what? I was gonna give advice, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move on. That was a great one. That was funny. I enjoyed this one. Oh, okay, the next one. I broke up with my boyfriend over heated rivalry. If you guys don't know, I haven't heard about heated rivalry. I haven't watched it. I've heard so much about it on TikTok that I basically know what it's about. If you guys don't know, get to know. Yeah, I haven't watched it though. I know how that sounds, but just listen. I can't hear anything, but I will read. I'm sorry, that was a really bad joke. Also, my voice is going, leaving my body. I had been with my boyfriend for nearly a year and a half when I broke up with him. About a week before that, I watched Heated Rivalry for the first time. My ex was the type of partner who would make fun of me for really small stuff, and I didn't feel comfortable telling him that I was watching it because I was worried that he would make fun of me for watching a show like that. Another reason to break up. Yeah, I know. In hindsight, it definitely looks worse than it felt at the time. As a small side note, I am bisexual. I faced a lot of backlash in my past over my queerness, and almost every friend I've had in my life has also faced the same, since most of them have been queer. So pride. When I watched Heated Rivalry, I wasn't sure what to expect, but as the story went on and tugged at my heartstrings, I came to a sudden realization. I realized that my ex would never understand it. I realized that if he ever watched it, he would cringe so outwardly at all the steamy scenes to the point where the rest of the story wouldn't really mean anything to him. I think it would have taken a large sum of money as a bare minimum for him to even watch the show in the first place. The more I thought about it, the more it irritated me. I started realizing that, despite how much he claimed to support me, he seemed to always show small signs of being inwardly homophobic. Boo! Whether he realized it or not. It made me realize too that he would never completely understand me and my experiences in the way I needed him to. At the end of the day, there were many more reasons I should have broken up with him, but this was the real thing that finally made me realize it. Since breaking up with him, I've felt sad that he's gone, since I really loved and cared about him, but I've also felt such a wave of relief and freedom that I haven't felt in a long time. He was the kind of partner who made my world smaller rather than opening it up. A weight has been lifted off my chest. I could have settled and spent the rest of my life with him, as I know he cared deeply for me and probably would have never broken up with me. At least for a long time, I'm really proud of myself for choosing a future where I put myself first. I'm so excited to see what my future holds and who will end up being there through it all. So I really owe it to Heated Rivalry for being the straw that broke the camel's back and forcing me to see what I had been missing all this time. Ooh, I like that quote. The straw that had broke the camel's back. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What breaks the camel's back? What breaks the camel's back is pressure. Pressure like a tip, 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 that's ready to blow. Thanks for reading. Smiley face. Ooh, and there's more. Edit. Thank you for all the edit. Thank you for. Oh my god, I can't read. Thank you for all the positive comments. They really mean the whole world to me. To the people saying that I broke up with him over a hypothetical, or because he wouldn't watch a steamy show, I guess I worded it a little poorly. What I really meant by this post was that he was too different from me, and he would never understand me in my queerness in the way I really wanted/needed him to, which I realized after watching the show. I never needed him to watch the show or anything. It stemmed from the fact that anything queer related would always result in a joke or something tone deaf from him. It was never really about the show. I understand how silly the entire thing is, but at the end of the day, it really just came down to the little things he said and did that made me uncomfortable. I suppose it was a bit clickbaity to claim heated rivalry was the only reason, but it went much deeper than that. Trust me, lol. I'll stop yapping now, but again, thank you so much for all the kind words of encouragement. That I like that one. Well, I'm glad that you realized how much of a how do I say this nicely? He was. How much of a he was. But yeah, and if it took one steamy queer show to do that, so be it. You know what? So be it. So be it. Next, my fiance. I can't say that word properly. My fiance thinks I'm 2 years sober, but I've been drinking in secret the whole time. Oh no! 2 years ago, I wrapped my car around a guardrail. Oh, did they crash? Hold on, I have to search up what a guardrail is. Oh, okay. So it's like the rails on the side of like a motorway. These are guardrails. Okay, so yeah, they did crash. 2 years ago, I wrapped my car around a guardrail after leaving a co-worker's birthday. No one else was hurt. It was just me and a stupid little hatchback. Oh, what is that? Okay, so a hatchback is a type of car. I'm just stupid. But the pictures look dramatic enough that my family quietly used the word miracle. I blew just high enough over the limit that I had to do. What is going on? I can't read. I blew just high enough over the limit that I had to do the classes and the fines, and I lost my license for a while. Or my mum had to do them. Basically, when she was getting me from the airport, I think she went a little bit over the speed limit. She got a letter. Did she have to pay? I don't know if it was like a ticket that she had. I think it was she had to pay, and then she had to do this like online thing where she had to watch the lessons. And she said she enjoyed them, and she thinks that everyone should watch them. It's too late for me. Oh my goodness. Okay. I sat in those stupid plastic chairs listening to other people tell their stories and swore I wasn't like them. I had a bad night. I was going through stress at work. My dad was sick. Whatever excuse sounded less disgusting than I just cared more about wine than common sense. My boyfriend at the time, now my fiance, picked me up from court and said he would support me if I wanted to quit drinking completely. I said yes on the spot. I really believed it for like 3 days. We threw away the bottles in the apartment. I did the dramatic social media post about starting a new social media. Is that what I just said? I just said social media. I did the dramatic social media post about starting a new chapter. His mum hugged me and said she was proud of me. I still remember the days he looked at me on my 1 month sober day like I had climbed a mountain or something. The truth is, I relapsed before that month even finished. I didn't even try very hard to fight it. I was walking home from the bush and my feet just went into a liquor store without my brain putting up much of a fight. I bought one of those. I can't read. What is wrong with me? I'm getting tired. I'm tired. I bought one of those tiny travel bottles of vodka that fit in your palm. I told myself I would drink it, hate it, get it out my system. Instead, my brain lit up like a Christmas tree. I felt that warm, sliding numbness, and the loud, anxious part of my head finally shut up for a bit. I went back 2 days later for a bigger bottle. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Now I live in this bizarre double life where everyone thinks I am the responsible sober one, and I am hiding empties like a teenager. My fiance proudly tells people at parties that he doesn't drink much because we don't keep alcohol in the house anymore. That was supposed to be air quotes. It's just me moving one finger. While there is literally a bottle hidden in the box with our winter scarf, I top up my drinks in the bathroom when we go out by bringing a little metal flask in my purse. It's always those little flasks. Ugh, I tell him I'm staying late at work, then sit in the parking lot with the seat reclined, sipping cheap vodka from a soda cup so I don't come home smelling like a bar. I have become an expert at brushing my teeth too hard so my gums bleed a little and it looks like the alcohol smell is just from the mouthwash. That's unfortunately clever. I have poured water into wine bottles my friends bring over so it looks like I had a class and decided I was done. He cried when I got my 2-year chip from the support group I lied about going to regularly. I actually skipped half of the meetings and sat in the cafe nearby with a spiked coffee instead, scrolling my phone. The chip is in my wallet, rubbing against my credit card every time I pay for more alcohol. Ooh! Ooh! I have to read that again. The chip is in my wallet, rubbing against my credit card every time I pay for more alcohol. Oh my god. god. That's like a metaphor. Ooh. 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 I feel sick writing this out. I know he proposed to the sober version of me who exists in his head. This strong person who turned her life around after the accident. I'm scared that if I admit what is going on, he will walk away. Not even because of the drinking, but because of the amount of lying that comes with it now. This is why you gotta stop digging. Once you're in a hole, climb out. Get out! At the same time, I catch myself secretly resenting him when he pours the last beer in the house down the sink, or gently comments that he is glad we don't waste money on nights out anymore. He thinks he's supporting me, and I know that, but part of me is already calculating where the nearest store is and how much time I have before he gets home. I don't know if I am confessing here because I actually want to stop, or because I want someone anonymous to finally see the real version of me that is hiding in my own life. All I know is that every time he kisses me and says he is proud of how far I've come, I feel like I'm stealing something from him, like I'm wearing a stranger's medal on my chest. Oh, that's so sad. That really is. I have to see the replies. Oh, someone's just said, actually give up the alcohol now in secret, or tell everyone you've relapsed and you are drinking again. What you're doing is not fair. And that, it's harsh, but it's true. Again, that harsh truth, like I said earlier, you just have, like, people deserve the truth, even if it's hard. It's like, it's a hard pill to swallow, but you have to take it. You just have to. When was this posted? Oh, 9 hours ago. I really do hope that this person, I really hope they become sober again. Okay, I'm gonna try and find a nice confession, maybe a funny one, just to end this off so we're not finishing with something sad or completely tragic. Okay, most of these I've just been scrolling, reading the title, and let me tell you, they're insane, and half of them like none of them close to being funny. Okay, I feel like this one is a bit humorous. The title, okay, this is a short one. This is a short one. But the title is, I love pineapple on pizza. I've actually never tried pineapple on pizza. I definitely should, and I definitely will. I need to put that on like a bucket list. I need it like a bucket list in life. I had a summer bucket list last year, and let me tell you, it flopped so hard. Like, mentally, I'm gonna have a bucket list. Try pineapple on pizza. Okay. I've rejected it all my life because I've always been told that it's bad. It shouldn't exist, etc. One day, I thought I'll just go for it. I'll just try it. And honestly, it was great. It made me wonder about what other things people dislike just because they're told they should like it. Again, that shows a great message. They stepped outside of their comfort zone. I don't know what this has turned into, but see, this is what happens when you step out of your comfort zone. You start liking pineapple on pizza. Every time I remember I have stepped out of my comfort zone, it has, oh my god, it's like this weight is slowly coming off my back. It's like a really heavy backpack just like, oh, comes off, and it honestly feels great. I've not done it a lot, but the times I have stepped out of my comfort zone, it has felt amazing. Better than drugs, and I've never had drugs, so but yeah. Oh, hello Rudolph. Thank you if you made it this far. I love you so much. Yeah, I honestly love you all. This confession video has been waiting for weeks to be made and posted, and it finally will be. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy this, because I know I did. Yeah, don't forget to eat healthy, drink water, and don't forget that I do love you. There are people out there that love you and care for you. Bye bye.